Jose Automotive Reviews, and today we have here the 2021 Lexus LC Coupe. Uh, this is a test drive review. And what an awesome car. You can't talk about the Lexus LC500 without talking about how it looks. It's rare. You won't see too many of them. That a concept car reaches production with minimal changes, but Lexus has managed it. This hypnotic head turner in traffic and pulls attention wherever it goes. Underneath, the stunning exterior is a comfortable and luxurious Grand Touring coupe, filled with creativity and attention to detail. Under the hood of the LC500 is a hand-built, naturally aspirated V8 engine that suits the car perfectly. Its 5.0 liter of displacement generates 471 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque, giving it plenty of muscle. Performance isn't limited to power, and while it carries a little more weight than other sports cars in this price bracket, the LC500 offers a level of grip and handling any enthusiast will appreciate. However, buyers need to understand this isn't a car to take to the track like the Porsche 911. If you want a Porsche, the ultimate performance car, the Porsche 911 is the one to take to the track. Now, it's designed to go fast and cover a lot of ground comfortably and stylishly. And if that ground includes twisty back roads, the LC500 will eat them up and ask for more. So, it's got road handling capabilities. And this convertible is definitely really nice. And if you can see also, it has the TRD equipment here. It has a spoiler here too as well. And this is the hardtop version, as you can see. Now the 2021 Lexus LC Coupe changes what the difference is between the 2020 LC Coupe. Now, for the these are the changes for the 2021 model year. The most significant change, the LC500 Coupe, are those you can't see. Outside, little more than a revised 20-inch wheels, available in a forged style with a dark graphite finish, and two new paint colors have been added, which is cadmium orange and nori green pearl. Most notably, Lexus has reduced the LC on spring weight by 22 pounds, partially thanks to lighter suspension components. Lexus also promises a smoother ride following adjustments to the electronic absorber control and improved rigidity of the bound stopper. The rear stabilizer, active cornering assist, is a new addition, and the transmission receives timing tweaks in the cabin. Flare red leather replaces the red from the 2020 Lexus LC. The bespoke white leather has been dropped, so no more white leather. An updated infotainment system sees a welcome addition of Android Auto integration. And let's take some more looks at this beautiful car. And that's right there. What you see is the trunk space. So you got enough room for 1, 2, probably 3, 4 bags. So it's definitely nice. And you got the two strut bars as well. And you got the pull vane in case you get stuck in the trunk. And it's an up close look. You have here the tie downs as well. And you have one here, one here. You also have, there's a pass through. It appears to be a pass through. And this again, this is a TRD upgrades. And these are the different wheel options as you see as well, the different colors and the different styles. Now, Captivating styling, premium cabin, and plenty of Lexus touches. A soulful sounding V8, regular aspirated engine. Um, Welcome suspension tweaks. Lovely front seats. Android Auto. Lexus is still on a hunt for an intuitive infotainment system. Hopelessly, you have these. These the two front seats are the nicest seats. And boy, that V8 engine, which is regular aspirated engine, no turbo and no supercharger, and it offers something that you can't get in other cars as far as having a regular aspirated engine. And that cabin space is just beautiful. Now, the Lexus interior is it has a high desirability, and it isn't listed on the LC500 specification sheet as a standard feature, but maybe it should be. It's a gorgeous coupe that manages to grab your attention instantly and from just about every angle, yet it stops short of being garish. It's telling that the Lexus has hardly changed anything about the LC appearance for 2021. Hence, elements like the semi-floating roof remains, as does the large spindle grille. Let's take some look at the exterior pics and come back to the matter of fact, let's just look at that. And just the inside. You can look at the just look at this setup, just the finish and the leather, and everything just looks high quality. So this is a touchpad, and the infotainment system, and a lot of people don't like. They don't know why they just don't have a roller dial that you push. Just works like the way the BMW does. So we'll go back. Let's look at the dimensions of the car. Now, the 2021 LC500 has retained the same dimensions as last year model, which means 187.4 inches, a wheelbase measuring 113 inches, a width of 75.6 inches, excluding the mirrors, and a height of 53 inches. Now, Porsche 911 is narrower, but close to 3 inches. So you notice the LC size a bit more around town, although the Lexus says that unspring mass has been reduced by 22 pounds. The 2021 Lexus LC500 has a higher curb weight of 4,340 pounds, an increase of over 60 pounds over what the last year model was. And again, the exterior colors, this year Lexus has introduced the new colors, such as, again, what we talked about earlier, the cadmium orange, which is a $595 option, and the dark green shade, more than what you see here, the nori green pearl. Both are adventurous but surprisingly appealing choices. Other shades include the ultra white, liquid platinum, atomic silver, smoky granite, mica, caviar obsidian, and nightfall mica, all of which won't cost you extra. Infrared and flare yellow carry an additional cost of $595, but are two of the most finer hues from the 11 strong color palette. Now, boy, that convertible is just jaw-dropping with the TRD additional wing on the back. Now, the LC coupe performance, the LC500 naturally aspirated 5.0 liter V8 engine remains unchanged with the output of 471 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque. As before, the coupe will hit 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds and reach a top speed of 168 miles per hour. Now, this isn't slow, but the absence of forced induction means the LC500 simply can't keep up with even the baseline Porsche 911 Carrera. Of course, this is only a problem if you commute regularly, involve traffic, like drag races. If not, you'll more than likely revel at the LC500's smooth delivery of pleasing engine note. as it scars past 70,000 RPMs. Power goes to the rear wheels only, and the all-wheel drive isn't available. But because the V8 has impressive rather than stratospheric outputs, this isn't a problem. Now we happily trade a few tenths of a second to accelerate force, and the sheer joy in extending this V8 to the red line, which sounds awesome. Now using old school displacement to generate peak outputs of 471 horsepower and 398 foot-pounds of torque, turbo-free 5.0 liter V8 engine is lazier, lower down in the revs band, but this only encourages you to take it by the scruff of the neck and drive it hard. As with many naturally aspirated engines, power builds progressively, with none of the spikeness that some turbocharger engines experience. As before, a 10-speed automatic transmission is fitted, but this year sees changes to the gearbox, timing specifically the 50-70% throttle range, which is where the Lexus says most drivers will find themselves. Now the changes means that within this throttle range, the V8 revs higher than before, heightening the sensation of power and acceleration. Now, handling and driving impressions. Now the first and ever riding impression of the LC500 delivers as you pull away is from the engine. It's an 8-cylinder symphony that builds to 7,300 revs. You know, if I can remember, it somewhat sounds like the LFA, but nothing sounds like that. But this is like the closest thing to it. I mean, that's in production right now. Now, in this particular car, the orchestra starts way before the gear change is necessary. Now, even in the economy mode, where the engine performs the neat trick of switching into a fuel savings Atkinson cycle, it sounds like the big V8 should. Twist the mode selector to sport, and the LC500 becomes an angry beast. The throttle response tightens up, and the 10-speed auto stretches. Then hold the gears for you. Use the paddles, and the gear shift is impeccable, smooth, and fast. Now, in regular traffic, the driving conditions, the 10-speed automatic transmission could use a little extra refinement. It's far from the deal breaker, though, as the transition into the next gear is so smooth. Ride quality is as close to impeccable as they found in a car that also rides on firm suspension. Now, there's a lot of time spent on the freeway with this particular car, the LC500, and they found that suspension dealt with the California roads incredibly well. Now, off the freeway is where you can give the chassis a workout. Now, while the Lexus isn't as razor sharp as the Porsche 911, it's exuberance and infection. Now, the nearly 50-50 front to rear weight balance, the tight chassis keeps the enthusiasm in check. Now, the LC500 is a car that you can comfortably throw in the corners, then kick it out again in the big grin. Now, the LC500 is a fun car to drive. Hard once you soaked up the sophistication, style, and the beauty of this car. Now, the EPA, as far as the gas mileage, you're gonna get 16 city, 25 on highway, and 19 combined cycle, which isn't that bad. Now, considering that the Porsche 911 with a smaller turbocharged 6-cylinder engine achieves a combined rating of 20 miles per gallon, and with the most powerful sports car, the LC500 economy will considerably based on your driver style. Now, the Lexus gets a 21.7 gallon gas tank, so when filled to the brim, a mixed range of 412 miles can be possible. Now, there's been reports of people getting 30 miles per gallon on a long freeway run, But after trying again and again, not too many people have succeeded with this. They've seen overall of 27 miles per gallon on the freeway. But however, if you're driving regularly in this car, which means you're going to want that emotional feel, you're going to be getting probably about 19 miles per gallon. Now, the Porsche LC500 interior is a demonstration of how to make an ordinary feel extraordinary. Which is particularly nice. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at the interior. Look how it is. Floating. I mean, perfect aluminum buttons. You press it gently and you release the glove box lid, as you see here. The ventilation controls also have superb weighting on them. You don't realize what difference such as details make. Alcantara trim is tactile, a tactile delight, and the dashboard stitching is perfect. Now the technology front, of course, is fussy to operate. However, you get the Android Auto. Now the heated and ventilated front seats is also something that people have been complaining about. You have to actually go in the computer system here to actually get the control of the heated and ventilated seats. So, and the convertible itself that we see here is just jaw-dropping. It's spectacular. Now, technically, this particular car is believed to be a four-seater. Realistically, the rear seats are only useful for extra storage, just like in the Porsche 911 Carrera. Now, the front seats in this particular car are the only seats that matter. And the good news is that the standard seats are exceptionally well designed and comfortable. The ventilated seats also heated seats, and it's just nice. You'll have plenty of enjoyment, on road trips in this particular car. And judging from the seats and the comfort of it. So there's a lot to expect of this car. It's definitely exceptional. We're gonna see if we can go through all of the picks and real quick, especially this TRD edition. Let's talk about that a little bit. And just see how exceptional it is. Now, let's see. Now the TRD, the only thing that's specific about it is that you'll notice is the spoiler. And they also have the upgraded mirrors in the TRD edition, which which you don't get in the regular Lexus. Now, this particular car in the convertible style, it's definitely nice. It doesn't lose any of its torsion rigidity. It definitely makes the feel of the car more emotional. There's no substitute for the sound of that motor, and that's by Fukumoto, who continued having driven an LC coupe on numerous occasions. A lot of people who have driven on numerous occasions agrees with the emotional feel that this particular convertible can give you. Again, it has the same, features of the hardtop. Now, at one point they were going to come out with the LCF, but I think they decided not to do that. And that one would have 600 horsepower. Which would have been something very different, and it would have been able to, in some situations, been more of a competitor when it came to the Porsche. But the closer you're going to get to it now is just the base model LC500. So this is Automotive Reviews. Thanks for watching. Remember, share, like, and subscribe.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more interesting videos.